Good blessed Tuesday night, September the 13th, 2022. It's about 8:09 p.m. I greet all human beings all around the world with the universal greetings of peace and the blessings of God be with you. It doesn't matter what your political, philosophical, personal, nor your religious beliefs may be. It doesn't matter whether you're the richest to the poorest person on the face of this earth. It doesn't matter whether you the proclaimed toughest to the proclaimed weakest person on the face of this earth. It doesn't matter if you my family, friends, nor my proclaimed enemies. I still greet all you all with that same universal greetings of peace and the blessings of God be with you. What I want to talk about tonight is, and this is not on the racial side, it's just an appeal to the black people in the black communities in Charleston, Missouri, to the black peoples in the communities of Carbondale, Illinois. I encourage y'all, I'm gonna say it 3 times, I encourage y'all to go to your city council meetings. It's essential, it's important that you go to your city council meetings. I done been to a few in Carbondale, Illinois, even though I don't live there. My son was a resident there, and at those of you all that don't know, I'll let you know, and those that do know, you probably have heard it several times, but on Friday, March the 19th, 2021, my son was found hung, lynched in Carbondale, Illinois. And there was no blacks, people, well, no black organizations, preachers or anything, NAACP or anything speaking up. Not even when they was at the city council meeting. When they was at the city council meeting, you know what they were speaking about? The NAACP, the preachers, the Muslim imams, all of them and so-called leaders, what they were speaking up about, they were speaking up about money, grant money. They didn't care about my son being found lynched. You see what I'm saying? They don't care about what's going on in the black community. I was at a city council meeting tonight here in Charleston, Missouri, and I congratulate the young black individual and the young black man and the young black female who fought continuously to get some property where they can build their establishment up, their business up. When all these so-called leaders were saying that it would never happen, they stood up, they stood alone. Last month, they won a victory with the zoning committee. Tonight, they won a victory with the city council. And I'm not looking down on all white people in City Hall, because there are some white people that stand up for what's right, and there's some that don't. There's some blacks that stand up for right, and there's some don't. But I'm gonna tell you one thing, if you go to these city council meetings, you will see the worstest problem for the black community. It's not the white individuals. They taking care of downtown and theirs. And I'm not gonna knock them for that. But if you look at these certain individuals, I seen something that happened tonight when the city manager mentioned this one black individual that got his own trucking company and bought another piece of property, and they said he's interested in buying another piece of property right on the side of the property that he just bought in this town, which that he shouldn't have the option to be able to get that property without them putting it up to let people bid on it. But that's how they operate. This individual, they done made a preacher. He used to be the NAACP president, and most of the NAACP presidents and members here in Charleston, Missouri, and in Carbondale, Illinois, with the exception of me and my 2 daughters, and one black NAACP member in Carbondale, Illinois, all they churches and members just about, they run everything. You see what I'm saying? In Charleston, Missouri, they run the housing authority. They run the Lincoln School. They're able to buy up other properties. But if you look on this west side of town, on the black, predominantly black side, you ain't seeing nothing being built. You see what I'm saying? But one thing about it, the poor pit, and if the shoe fit, wear it, a lot of these poor pit, black poor pits, I ain't gonna even speak about the white poor pit, because the black people is depending on the black individual leaders here. Behind them poor pits, it ain't no preachers behind them poor pits. It's dogs. You see what I'm saying? And in the Bible, it speak about beware those dogs, those evildoers. You see what I'm saying? It ain't talking about no four-legged dogs. It's talking about two-legged dogs. It's dogs and snakes behind them poor pits. All you got to do is just take a look. Go to some of them meetings and you will see. You will see for yourself. It turned my stomach. They talking about building up downtown. They talking about giving this black dude who already got a business and got something else. You see what I'm saying? They talking about letting him buy another piece of property that other people don't even know about, so he gonna be able to get it. Because other people that don't go to the meeting, y'all don't even know it's up for sale. You see what I'm saying? But let me tell you something. It turned my stomach to see these people. They don't speak up nothing about the black community. And I'm gonna mention one of the churches, Opportunity, with their preachers and majority of their members. You see what I'm saying? Not all of them, if the shoe fit, wear it. They running everything in this town. You see what I'm saying? They got a center that's supposed to be a community center, now it's a family center. You see what I'm saying? They done promoted an individual to preacher, and he got his own trucking company. He used to be the NAACP president. He buying up property over here on Marshall Street and finna buy up some more. But they didn't want to stand up with this brother, even though they voted for him to be able to build from the ground. That's the same thing in Carbondale, Illinois. The NAACP president and most of their members and them black preachers in Carbondale, Illinois, they on the board to elect the police. They on the school board. A couple of years ago, they got $200,000, and where did it go to? All you got to do is go to them city council meetings, y'all. If you go to them city council meetings, you will be able to see. But God allowed me to go there, because see, I know the city attorney don't like me because she used to be a prosecuting attorney. She's not even a good lawyer or a prosecuting attorney. They just have these judges in places. But they don't see. God is sending these prosecuting attorneys. They sending them to the cemetery. They sending these judges with massive heart attacks. And I know some of y'all don't like me talking about it. In Carbondale, Illinois, two of the major individuals that I asked to look into my son's death that's a part of the NAACP, Dr. Weaver. When I went to an event in Carbondale, Illinois, for the NAACP, they said our Dr. Weaver is in the hospital, ill. They said Dr. Logwood, NAACP member, they said he ill. You see, I don't wish no illness on nobody, but I'm not sad about none of them ill. I'm not sad about none of them having massive heart attacks or dying of COVID. You know why? Because none of them give a damn about my son being hung in Carbondale, Dr. Weaver or Dr. Logwood or any of them other NAACP members. Some of y'all may say this harsh, but it ain't harsh. I ain't wishing nothing on them. And if my heart stopped beating today, you know what? My daughters will be able to say, thank God that my daddy wasn't no house Negro. My daddy wasn't no sellout. My daddy stood up for himself. He stood up for his daddy, a World War II veteran, honorably discharged. He stood up for us. He fought for justice for my brother that was hung in Carbondale. And people in Charleston, Missouri will say that I stood with them, black and white. But y'all, the worstest enemy we have now is some of these individuals behind the pulpit that call themselves preachers, superintendents, bishops, they snakes, and they dogs. I seen it with my own eyes, y'all. They complain about other blacks, but they ain't gonna complain about no whites. They scared of them. But don't get me wrong, there are some good whites downtown. Because when I go down there to pay my water bill, the ladies is real respectful to me. When I go down there to talk to certain individuals, they real respectful for me. But I know the city attorney don't like me. The one before that didn't like me. I know the police chief don't like me. And I know some more of them don't like me. But that's their prerogative. One thing that they don't like me about, I'm a black man that they can't pay off. I'm a black man that ain't afraid of them. I'm a black man that ain't afraid of death. And I'm a black man that ain't afraid of their jails. You see what I'm saying? And that's what's wrong. You see, one thing about me, I get attacked. See, Martin Luther King and Malcolm X got attacked. You know why? Because they wasn't sellouts. How many of these other individuals out here that call themselves leaders? You see what I'm saying? That can bring thousands of people together to see. How many of them y'all seeing getting attacked? They ain't seeing them getting attacked. You know why? Because they tell you one thing about the white man, but yet they get money from them. And I ain't going to tell you nothing negative about the white man. I just speak about the white individuals that I know for a fact that is racist. And all of them ain't. But I tell you, 99% of these black preachers and leaders here in Charleston, Missouri, in Carbondale, Illinois, they are sellouts. They are snakes. They are dogs. The people letting them buy up everything, long as they don't put nothing in the black community. You see what I'm saying? Now, they'll march with individuals that's shooting and killing blacks in the black community. These preachers that I'm talking about, they'll march with them. Some people say, ain't you angry? Yeah, I'm angry. Jesus got angry when he got tired of y'all in them synagogues. What did he do? He turned them tables over. I'm angry. I'm just bitten. You see what I'm saying? Ain't none of y'all ever seen me mad, because if you seen me mad, you would be trying to duck for cover. But I'm going to leave y'all with this here. Black folks, as long as you ain't a part of the good old boy system and sell out Negroes, go to your city council meeting so you can see what's going on. You see what I'm saying? You will see the people that you think your friends talking about you. You see what I'm saying? And you individual, and you know who I'm talking about, former NAACP president, don't go telling somebody that I was on your side when you was talking about certain individuals that was trying to get an establishment built. I ain't never been on your side. You ain't never been on my side. Because if you was on my side, you and the NAACP here in Charleston, Missouri will be protesting against what Paul Page did when he abandoned me from all the housing authority property, but he didn't do nothing to them white folks and them black individuals that was felons that tried to attack me and my daughters on March the 28th, 2022. It took the neighborhood, it took my block, it took people in the community that wasn't sellouts. You see the white folk, they looking around the corner now. That's why I'm talking loud, so they can hear. Call the police and call it peace disturbing if you want to. You see, I just seen them run back around the corner. That's what Satan do, he flee. But if we have enough black individuals that stand up against these people and speak your mind, long as you ain't getting violent. You see, the enemy, they can get violent with me, and the police or nobody else ain't gonna do nothing. When we was talking about certain things in the black community, they don't want to hear that. The blacks don't. Let me tell you another thing. They said a meeting, after the city hall meeting was over with, they said they finna have a closed meeting then. But let me tell you, that individual that got his trucking company, NAACP, him and them members from Opportunity, they ain't on the city council meeting, but guess what? Men and women from the city, from Opportunity Church, they stayed in there. You know why? Because they helping us. They helping them destroy and oppress the black community. Peace be still. If y'all don't like what I'm saying, don't listen to it, because I'm telling the truth, nothing but the truth. So help me God. Peace be still.